and I will tell you which ones they are. Feel free to take pictures, ask questions, tell me what works for you. I have no problems with that. We're going to start off with a long dorsal outrigger. Actually, that we are using, we're doing hand splints, by the way, just in case you forgot, or I didn't tell you. That's the other thing. If you have questions about what I'm doing this for, please ask. Or what this splints is used for, please ask. I'm not afraid to answer questions. Okay, this one, and this one was not made for me, so I already apologize that it's not, it looks a little bit weird on me. We're looking at wanting some dynamic PIP extension, so I've made a long dorsal outrigger. A couple of reasons why I made it is because I have more than one finger, so I prefer a longer base, just for better support. We've made an MP block to make sure that it's just PIP extension, and we actually added a bowler piece to make sure those MPs stay in position. Here's your dynamic traction. And the kind of cool thing about this splint is we've added a little piece at the back to kind of keep these guys from moving, which is nice. You can also, if you add the lip, use it as line guide, so it's not in and down amongst your Velcro.
What kind of splint material is it? This
is Taylor. Yeah, we pretty much use Taylor. We like it. You know, if you're looking for little teeny splints, it's not as great. You want something that's a little bit more drinkable, but this stuff is pretty good. Plus, it's got a little bit of strength to it.
Can I take pictures of you?
Absolutely. Sure.
What width do you find that you guys like for, say, this one? Is it like 1/8?
Yes, I believe it is 1/8.
I know, it's tough.
I'm really spoiled. Dawn orders this stuff, and we just use it. Yeah, we don't know. Somebody was asking me, they're like, so what kind of string do you use? Like, I have no idea. Go ask Dawn, she's at the podium. So feel free to pass these around, take pictures, whatever. Okay, this one is your wrist and P1 block. This one is in your manual. There's instructions on how to make it. This one has a nice little dorsal clamshell to keep the MPs in a good position. This one has the combination of dynamic tension. Once again, I'm going to say this is PIP flexion because the splint doesn't really fit me very well. This has the dynamic traction on it, but then it also has static progressive. You can do either one, or you can do both, depending upon what you want, your preference, or the patient's joint needs. I'll talk to you a little bit about static component, or the progressive component that we use, which is basically a guitar tuner that you can get six on a little tray thing for 20 bucks. You can put it on either way, it doesn't matter. Just show your patient which way tightens and which way loosens. One of the differences between the static progressive and the dynamic is this is now just a string. That's all you get. So you can't do this. So your string is going to have to be longer, which will kind of frustrate your patient, but tell them to just wind it around after they put their finger in it, and then they can adjust it. The other thing is, if you're looking at your line of pull, you can put this anywhere you want because your outrigger's here. So if you want to put 4 of these on here, you can put 4 of them on there, and it doesn't matter where they go, just as long as you have your outrigger finally up here. Another thing that I tell people is the line of pull needs to be, when it comes off your line guide, it needs to be at this area or below, because if your line is up here, it's going to pop off. As soon as they start putting tension on it, it will pop off. So this has to be, you may have to put another line guide down here to keep it from popping off.
Now, are you just showing 2 components of one splint as far as dynamic and static traction?
Yes.
You wouldn't necessarily make that.
Absolutely, you could. Absolutely.
You would do dynamic tension on one finger and then maybe the
you could if you want to, because you may have some stiffness in fingers versus one finger that was broken. Okay? Maybe like ring and small finger, but they've been casted together, they've been splinted together. the other thing is you can choose to do 4 static, static progressive if you want. It may get a little crazy with 4 of these on here, but you could also use Velcro. Just Velcro as your static guide, and just keep it. So you could. I've done Velcro down here, a large piece of Velcro, and then they've got loop, and they pull down the loop each time and make it static progressive. It's kind of therapist preference. I think if I've got somebody who is more uncomfortable, or they're fearful, or I really want to not worry about going overboard with the stretching, then I will do static progressive versus dynamic. It's just kind of position preference. Therapist preference. I have to say I like static progressive splinting better, but I'm used to dynamic splinting because that's what I learned in school. So you kind of it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but I like static progressive splinting better. I think it's just all around better.
Can't you order? I've ordered this before. I can't remember if it's from North Coast or from this person, but it's like one piece. I mean, I'm sure this is one piece too, but it's smaller. It's like this, and it's not quite so received. It's just one tiny little piece that you.
You're probably talking about the merit component.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in a long time, so when I saw this, I was just wondering.
Yeah, there is a merit component. As a matter of fact, I think it's from UE Tech, who was here, one of the exhibitors. And there's nothing wrong with that component.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first one out, which it was really revolutionary and great. It's just easier, I think, these are less expensive, and I like the fact that it's larger here. They can just turn it better.
Do you guys just eat the cost of those tuners? How do you integrate those with billing? To get off topic.
My boss has spent time looking at the cost of this material and our time to make those. So yeah, we add the cost in. So yeah, she's spent many hours coming up with the codes that we use for the pricing. This is an SDO, a short dorsal outrigger. I would use this basically for one finger. I would not use it for more than one finger, and I would not use it for a finger that has a lot of a big flexion contracture because it's not very stable. This one I would have brought down farther if I would have made it. I think you need as much stability as you can so you don't do this. So if I have a patient with more than one finger, or they have a very strong flexion contracture, I'm going to put them in a long.
This one here.
That one there. I'm going to put them in a long dorsal outrigger. Once again, you can use static progressive on any of these. Okay. This one is just an MP block for ulnar nerve palsy. You can use it functionally throughout the day.
Do you have 2 pieces with that, or do you find a way to use one big loop,
Just one big
loop it
loop.
around, I guess?
Yeah, you start on the top. You start on the top, and then just crisscross it underneath the fingers. Yeah, and then just really squish it down. So they've got full flexion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.